I was feeling very sick and I needed to be, energetically at my peak when I do these readings, and I didn't want to, start it when I'm not feeling well, so that the messages that comes in would be very jumbled, or sometimes the cards wouldn't speak at all. So I had to wait for to recover a little bit. So I apologize for the delay. Okay, I will be back for the mid-month reading in about 2 weeks' time, and those I promise will be on time. They're a little bit shorter, so it's a little bit less of an energetic drain to do those, okay? And those are always fun, actually. So I've got the cards laid out here, and it's the same spread, the same method I've been using in the past. So I'm going to go into your initial messages that came out while I was shuffling before I go into this spread. I feel like for a lot of you, they're saying that you're seeing a you're seeing a person in a new light, okay? And I feel like you were dealing with somebody that I feel like they always sat back, they didn't take initiative. And then others of you might be dealing with somebody that had anger issues, that had trouble emotional regulation. So they might have come across, like they oscillate between emotional highs and emotional lows. And I feel like they express their frustration in a lot of like anger and fury. So they don't know how to moderate themselves well. And the sign of Libra are the most like diplomatic signs in the zodiac, and I feel that you don't, it makes you uncomfortable when you're dealing with somebody that is unable to regulate themselves or their emotional state, and they end up like being argumentative, or they're kind of like they are itching for battle. I do feel like a lot of you, not that you shy away from battle, but you are somebody that wants to maintain peace and harmony in your environment. So you don't like to deal with people, or you don't want to be put in situations where there are a lot of conflictual feelings, or there's a lot of friction. So I feel like you are trying to avoid people that are like that in general. I feel like you're dealing with somebody who has anger issues, and the trick here is to understand that anger issues, people can only manage it in a certain way if there has been any type of like verbal or even physical abuse. The situation is not going to change, and you need to accept this, and you need to like leave them behind, okay? I feel like there is a lot of they're saying like whatever, and I feel like if you were kind of wondering about a specific person, I do feel that you got some insights as to how they feel about you and how you should approach them for this month. So a lot of spiritual insights coming through to guide you in the right direction. And what I'm also feeling as well, they're saying for people who are still in school, exams, studying for exams, passing exams, they're saying it's a yes. It looks very positive. And then for other people, I feel almost like they're saying that you're going to be put on a spot where you need to teach something. And the message that I got here is like, if you want to know, if you want to know how, whether or not you understand something, you need to be able to tell the story. You need to be able to teach it to other people in order to prove to yourself or to others that you know it well, that you understand it well. And I feel like this might be in a classroom setting for those of you who are students. This might be in a work training environment. But I feel more than anything, it is a lesson about life. If you want to know, like, if you have truly absorbed that important life lesson, you need to be able to tell your story to the public to prevent other people from walking down the same path, to prevent people from making the same mistakes. and to educate people about, the potential pitfalls of something. So I feel like a lot of you are, especially if you have survived some type of traumatic ordeal that is very unique to your situation. I feel that you're getting on, the pulpit and you are telling your story. And I feel like through telling your story, you're hoping that you're hoping to educate people, about what not to do, what situations not to get themselves into. I feel like there might have been a lot of victims of trafficking, victims of like abuse, especially child, suffered abuse that might have been suffered as a child, abuse that might be suffered as, from a spouse, from a relationship. So I feel like verbal, physical abuse, okay? I do sense that coming through, and I feel like a lot of you are getting a lot of healing as a result of speaking out in public, educating other people about what you have been through as a result of some trauma that you've been through. So I feel like that's an overwhelmingly positive message, okay? It might have a sad root to it, but I feel like it's an overwhelmingly positive thing that you're doing. What I'm also feeling is that they're saying like you're putting your scars on display. So I feel like that might pertain to the previous message about, teaching others about or preaching people about like some type of traumatic experience you've been through. Um, they're saying something about, so speaking engagement, if you are, so I feel like if you're in a room full of strangers, a lot of you for this month, you're going to be put in a room full of strangers. You're forced to mingle. You're forced to like socialize. And a few of you are very, very shy. So I feel like on the one hand, you make a great impression. You're very charming, very sociable. But on the other hand, I feel that it's really important for, like, it's really scary for you to take the first step. So if people approach you, if people like at a social setting, at a social function, and you don't know many people, if people approach you, you're like very nice, very outgoing, you might seem to be very extroverted, but I feel like you rarely take the initiative to initiate conversation. And I feel like sometime for this month, you are going to be put in a position where you need to initiate contact. And don't be afraid because, in any type of social setting, people will like move out of the way to make room for you. So I feel like you're in a social setting, there's already a circle of people that have gathered, or people that have gathered in a circle, and you might have arrived late and you might not know many people, or you might not know anybody there on a close level. So you're trying to infiltrate the circle, and I feel that, you're afraid and you might just like want to turn around and run home. But they're saying you need to break through those social veneers, those social barriers, and be the first one to take initiative. A lot of the Libra energy is a very, very indecisive sign, okay? And I feel like you're an air sign, but you're not like the Aquarians, you're not like the Geminis, where they can just socialize with anybody. I do feel that you want to be approached, you're a little bit more receptive. So I feel like this is the month that you need to break out of your comfort zone and you need to take initiative. You really need to like start making, like pushing your way in. So be a little bit more assertive, be a little bit more pushy, and see where that gets you, because I feel that this is going to be a change of pace from what you've normally been doing. And then I feel like, on the other hand, when it comes to overall socializing, dating, love, and relationships, they're saying that there is going to be a very, very fruitful payout. So it looks good on the love front. The last message that I'm getting here is they're saying like new people, new contacts, new social circle coming through. which is forcing you, it's forcing you to re-examine your existing friendships and your existing relationships. So I do sense that is the last message. And so I'm going to go into your reading here, and we're going to try to flush out those messages, okay? The first card that came through is the Star, and it's linked up here with the Ace of Pentacles. And these are very, very positive combinations. These are really, really good cards appearing together. So the first thing that comes to mind with these cards here is that that one job that you've been wishing for, it is coming into the picture for this month. Because both of these cards came out so early on in the spread, I feel like a lot of you might have heard back from, potential employers, might have gone through a successful round of time frame. What I'm also feeling is, I do sense that a lot of you are in an environment where you might be on center stage. You might be you might have a lot of fame, a lot of fortune associated with you. So that means, doing some type of creative endeavor, singing, dancing, drawing, having some type of talent that you are banking on. So, as a singer, an artist, a musician, some type of innate talent that you're just very naturally gifted at. And I feel that you're using that as a main way to make money. A lot of you as well are getting a lot of fame, getting a lot of recognition overall, which is greatly boosting your income generating potential. And then, that small minority, I feel like you're getting a brand new job. It is a very financially lucrative job. This is something that is once in a lifetime. It is something that is a very, very big deal. However, one of the things that I want to keep you very humble about is, the Ace of Pentacles is the beginning of a new financial endeavor. And, think of it as like a seed. You need to nurture it. You need to work really hard at it. You need to take care of it in order to let it grow. So getting this thing to come into your life is not the final step. It's the first step, okay? You need to continue working very diligently in order to maintain it, in order to make it work for you, in order to allow it to come to fruition. So this is not the time to rest on your laurels. It's not the time to sit back and, expect all the blessings to come through. There is still a lot of needing to get your hands dirty, needing to get the nitty gritty details laid out, and needing a blueprint, a roadmap in order to get this endeavor off the ground. So you're not supposed to rest on your laurels. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done. Don't get distracted by other things. Work at this new job and make sure that when you're at work, you're very heavily concentrated. Concentrating, sorry, not concentrated. You're concentrating on the work front and you're not getting distracted by other, less important things. When you're at work, you need to turn the phone off. You need to stop with the social media, with the texting when you're at work, because I feel like if this is a new job, you are under scrutiny, and they are going to do some type of extensive screening process to make sure that you are living up to their expectation or working up to your potential, okay? So don't rest on your laurels. It's a very good blessing that's coming through, but it needs a lot of maintenance. It needs a lot of work, okay? So what's coming through next here is the Two of Cups as well as the Six of Swords. First of all, whenever I see the Six of Swords, it's usually very, very positive. But what I feel is this, and especially if it pertains to a work situation, a lot of you are shifting from a stable salary and you're working on a client base or more on a commission basis. A lot of you are also, relying on your talent in order to make money. So in a way, you could be considered self-employed. You might have left a stable 9-to-5 job in order to pursue some type of creative endeavor that you feel is going to pan out financially really well for you. And then others of you are like taking on two jobs. You're doing one main thing, and you have some type of creative endeavor on the side where you are going to be able to make a lot of money. If you have been dealing with some type of health issues, I do sense there is a lot of healing energy coming through. A lot of like people coming through with advice on how to resolve a health problem. A lot of I feel advice, medicine, like taking the first rounds of treatment, taking the first rounds of medicine in order to alleviate some type of chronic pain, some type of chronic fatigue that you've been feeling for the past few years. If you are dealing with that, I do see some health issues being cleared up, and I feel like it's going to give you a very positive outlook when it comes to, healing and therapy, or even, seeking therapy to do some type of physical healing or emotional healing. So the Six of Swords usually indicates moving away from a situation that was very conflict ridden. It was very strenuous and it was very difficult. It was potentially very painful for you emotionally or physically. And moving on from it and moving on to like a place with, you know, safer haven. I do see a lot of people that might have been in abusive relationships have moved on from it and are, able to find new love, able to find connect with people who are like-minded. So feeling almost as if you are meeting a kindred soul on this journey. It's linked up here with the Two of Cups, and the Two of Cups indicates the merger of two people. So a lot of the times, people read this as a soulmate connection. Depending on how it falls out, I can read this as like a relationship in which two people like lost their sense of self, okay? Lost boundary, breaches in boundaries, breaches in where you end and where other people begin. So I do feel this is a breach in boundaries here because it's linked up with the Six of Swords. What I feel is there might have been a very toxic relationship. There was a lot of codependencies, and I feel that you had to leave it behind in order to take care of yourself. There might have been a lot of like promises made in a relationship from the past, and I feel like things were not delivered. At the same time, this is a card about, kindred spirits. So I do feel like a lot of you felt like you have met your soulmate. The relationship descended into chaos, and I feel like you've had no choice but to move on. And then others might have moved on from abusive relationships, and I feel like you are encountering somebody that had that went through a similar life experience. So they've gone through like the same types of hardship. They've gone through the same type of like emotional turmoil in their past, and so you both are coming together in a very beautiful way to provide a lot of healing to one another, or to even like if it's a business partner, even this can indicate like two people with very complementary talents. So somebody's a singer, somebody's a songwriter, somebody's a dancer, the other person might be a singer. Something about complementarities between two people. And if they come together for some type of creative endeavor, they're going to make, great strides, and there's going to be a lot of success and a lot of financial windfall as well. So overall, it looks good for business partnership. It looks also good for, I feel like, relationships as well. What's coming through next here is the Eight of Wands as well as the Hangman. Now, the Eight of Wands indicates a lot of communication coming through for you through electronic means, or even through uh, across like vast distances, okay? So I do feel there are a lot of emails that needs to be caught up on. Um, Going back to what I mentioned, if you're looking for work specifically, I do sense that, a lot of offers are coming through for you and you're trying to like decide what to do. You might have two financial options on the table, and I feel like one of them is right up your alley. So I feel like a lot of you are shifting from one job to the next. You're shifting as well from one partner to the next, and there's a lot of communication overall regarding which direction to move forward. Once you make a decision, I feel like life is really going to start accelerating. And going back to what I said before, it's not a time for you to rest on your laurels. There's a lot of good energies coming through for initiating projects, for finishing up projects, or even getting that second win in order to accomplish something that you've been procrastinating on, or even like, have been putting on the back burner. With the hangman here, it indicates a lot of enlightenment coming through as a result of being in an environment where you are forced to interact with or mingle with a lot of people. So if you find yourself, at those professional or even social functions, and I feel like you're going to have to find a different way to do something in order to get success. Okay, so you're going to need to break out of your comfort zone in order to do something, and once you do it, you're not going to feel like it's so daunting and insurmountable like before. So don't shy away from, awkward, sticky situation. Just get right in there. Don't take it too seriously. Don't let the fear overrun you. And so don't let the fear overwhelm you as well, and get in there and really, start to network, start to socialize, and start to get your point across and get your story told. Okay, so all of those messages are coming through with this combination. With the hangman is a major arcana card, and the hangman is basically being in a situation that is not very, very productive. It's not very enlightening. It's not very good for you. And I feel like a lot of you need to cut yourself loose and remove yourself from one relationship that has been very, very toxic in order to move into something else. So I physically see a lot of you are shifting jobs. A lot of you are shifting between one partnership, trading one partnership for another. The next two cards deals with pretty much, this is a soulmate card here. And the Six of Cups basically indicates to me a card about children. It also denotes a soulmate connection that you have with another person. So I feel like a lot of you are shifting one soulmate relationship, trading one for the next. And if you think that both of them are soulmate relationships and you're shifting from one to the next, I feel like you're kind of mistaken about that, okay? Because I feel like this is an energy about losing yourself in relationships. And this is an energy about, looking at situations through naivety, through like rose-tinted glasses, and projecting so much expectation into a relationship that it's not realistic. So be very careful. If you think you are shifting from one soulmate connection to the next, I would like you to re-examine that, because I feel like you're putting way too much stock in a partnership and you're seeing it in a very idealistic light, and it's not realistic. All right? On the other hand, I feel like a lot of you are stuck in a bad relationship because of financial involvement, because of children. So this is something that you are trying to get yourself out of. And I feel that some of you have successfully moved away from it, and you're trying to start your life over. And there is still a little bit of management when it comes to your finances, okay? So you're trying to stabilize your financial situation as a result of like children heavily depending on you, as a result of new work that might come through. It will allow you to stabilize your financial situation. And I feel like a lot of you are earning money through, making ends meet by blending two jobs together, working two jobs, working 9 to 5, as well as having some type of self-employment gig. And then a lot of you are banking, making money through some type of God-given talent, and you're going to make a very good, I feel like you're going to make strides and traction in that manner, because I feel like, getting, running into the right people at the right time, and possibly even getting discovered, okay? So if you have like some talent that you are trying to have a breakthrough with. And I'm not phrasing that very well. I apologize. If you have some type of creative endeavor and you're trying to get finance, you're trying to get financiers, you're trying to get noticed, you're trying to get um, gain popularity, I do feel that, there is a fated meeting sometime for this month where you're going to come across like professional contacts. You're going to be rubbing elbows with people that can help you. They can help you, I feel like, get things off the ground. They can help you get discovered as well. Okay, so I do sense that coming through for a small minority of you, but I do feel like it's going to be really fruitful and it's going to allow you to step away from financial worries that you've been plaguing it with by or plaguing that you have been plagued by in the past, mainly because you had to devote all your time and your energy into this creative endeavor, and you took a gamble. So I feel like the other person is also taking a gamble on you. So don't rest on your laurels. It's time to work really hard for this month, okay, Libras? In terms of your spiritual advice here, they're saying if you have been involved, they're saying there is news of a separation coming through with a fire sign. Okay, so a Sagittarius, an Aries, or a Leo. They're saying news of a separation coming through with a fire sign. So if you have been involved with a fire sign and they you might have had a clandestine relationship because you or the other person have been involved in another relationship. I do feel that they are actually deciding that they're getting separated. You yourself are moving away, so you're getting separated as well, and you can resume things with this other person. But I feel like relationships that start out in a clandestine manner, when two people are not clearly severed from their respective partners, is never going to work out. It's a start of a very toxic relationship, so just be very careful. The only challenges I'm seeing here is, a lot of you are coming through at relationships in a very idealistic lens. I feel like you're blending with the other person, you're merging your identity with the other person, and you are losing yourself. You're putting somebody on a pedestal when you don't really know them very well. So just be careful about that. And I feel like you're becoming a little bit naive when it comes to relationship overall. You have a string of very, very good cards, but I do see a lot of this energy about leaving one relationship for another. And I feel like the new relationship might have started when you were still linked up with another person. And so that situation is not going to work. A lot of you, I feel, are going back to or thinking about a past relationship that left you very, very depleted. And I feel like you want to confront the other person. You want to give them a piece of your mind. And how that plays out, I feel like um, moving on, doing really well for yourself is going to give you, that sense of self-empowerment. Coming back to confront them is it basically means that you're not over it, okay? But if you need to go back and confront them for some wrongdoing that they've done to you, I do sense that that's going to provide a lot of healing for you. And Mercury retrograde is usually a good time for us to sort out old issues or sort through some type of situation that we couldn't find a solution to, okay? So Libras, it looks very good. Just be careful with shifting seamlessly from one relationship to the next, because that you need a lot of time in between relationships to heal up, okay? Let me see what is coming through for you guys in terms of love, romance, and relationships. So I'm going to shuffle the cards. I apologize. Love, romance, and relationships. Libra. Okay, so you've got the soulmate card coming back up, the Six of Cups, and you have, I believe, Virgo's got the same card, the Empress. Oh, this goes up here. It looks good so far, you guys. Okay. So I'm going to use this one. Okay. So Libras, I'm going to talk about your past first, and then we'll go into the other positions. I like to mention the past first just to provide a little bit of context. So if you feel, for those of you who are watching this, if I go over the past and you feel like that is applicable to you, then the rest of the reading pretty much will resonate. If it doesn't apply to you, then I feel like, take bits and pieces where it applies, all right? First of all, we do have here the Magician and the Ace of Cups. This is kind of like manifesting the relationship partner that you want, conjuring up the ideal partner. And I feel like, in the real world, a lot of you are coming into really, really positive and very stable for you. The relationship people or people who are coupled up in relationships, I'm going to go into that in a little bit. But first of all, I feel like a lot of you have done a lot of healing, a lot of self work on yourself. And I do sense that you have spent the majority of, the last 6 months getting your life sorted out, getting your financial situation stable. I do see a lot of people grooming their hair, um, coloring their hair, smoothing their hair, straightening out their hair, straightening out their wardrobe, getting new articles of clothing, and wanting to look a little bit more attractive in order to attract the right relationship partner. I feel a lot of you have physically sat down at a desk and like wrote down a list of criteria that you would want for your next relationship partner. And I do sense that many of you are very, very like picky as of right now who you want to be with. And I feel like some of you might not have dated very much and you are trying the online dating. Others of you, if you haven't dated very much and you're trying the online dating, you're gonna make a huge splash, okay? It's kind of like beginner's luck, so enjoy it. And then others of you, I feel like you've been through a series of like good, bad, mediocre relationships. So you might have dated a lot in the past. And I feel like you're approaching dating very skeptically. So I feel like rather than, wasting time, you're sitting down and you're trying to manifest the person, which means writing down, down to the eye color, height and things like that of the ideal partner, of the what you want the other person to be like, what you want the other person to look like as well. So this combination is very, very positive. I feel like for some of you, in the recent past, you might have come across, you might have been crushing on somebody. I see like somebody who is possibly a teacher, possibly in a public environment, like they're in the public eye. They have a, like they're very intelligent, very charismatic. They do something with their voice for a living, either singing, lecturing, teaching, or like persuading other people with their voice. So they're saying this is a person that you have a crush on, that you really like, and they have a very, very beautiful voice. They might have an accent. And I feel like they're in an environment where they use their voice to make a living, okay? Singing, acting, voice, what are these? voice actors, voice actors, singer comes to mind, and somebody who, expresses themselves really, really well. And you're dealing with somebody who's very intelligent. So I feel like a lot of you are coming into this month already like carrying a torch. And the present situation, we have the Six of Cups as well as the Page of Cups. So I feel like whoever it is that you like, they know that you like them, and they are reciprocating your feelings. So it looks really good so far. So the Six of Cups is kind of like that soulmate connection, okay? So especially for those of you who have been not been dating very much, right? And I mentioned about beginner's luck. You are going to encounter somebody that's really going to sweep you off your feet. And I do feel it might be a water sign. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio coming through for this month. And then for others of you who have been kind of jaded in the past with dating, you are manifesting the person that you want. And I feel that you're getting somebody who is pretty darn close to, like your ideal type. So give this person a chance, okay? You have an offer coming through that is very, very fruitful. It's on the table for you. And I feel like if you have been manifesting, this is coming through. At first glance, it might not seem like it's the right thing for you. But I do feel this is something that you have been asking for, or trying to manifest in the past, and this is a really, really good person coming through for you. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and it looks really good. And which brings me to the crowning energy. The crowning energy is the person, the situation, the circumstance that you are thinking about, something that's weighing on your mind very, very heavily for this month. I feel like a lot of you are just looking for, physical connections, and there's nothing wrong with that. So there's nothing wrong with that, and especially if you haven't been dating for the past few years, I feel like a lot of you have so many suitors. So once again, beginner's luck, get out there and start dating. If you've been MIA from the dating scene for the past 2 years, 3 years, it's a really good time for you to put yourself back out there on the dating market. I feel like you really want more like, sexual connections. You want more of a physical connection. And I feel that you might be easily swept away, mainly because, you want to get intimate with another person. Be very careful about lust, infatuation, and, versus, and like chemistry versus real love. Okay, so don't mistake these three things, because I feel like they're very different. But if you haven't been dating, in the recent past, getting back into the dating scene is a little bit confusing. It's exciting, yes. It's a little bit daunting. If you don't know yourself well, you're going to get very confused between lust, infatuation, and true love. And I feel like true love is going to take some time. So already, right off the bat, if you feel like you're falling head over heels by somebody, with someone, head over heels in love with someone, excuse me, then I feel that, you need to re-examine whether or not whether or not you are fooling yourself, because I feel like it's just lust and infatuation. So be careful about that, okay? But on the other hand, if you are looking for a physical connection, your wish is being granted. You are going to meet somebody that is interested in having a physical connection with you. Possibly a fire sign or a water sign, but either way, whatever you're asking for, it's going to be delivered. So if you just want, a one night stand, a fling, short term romance, or just, to put yourself out there, you're going to have a lot of suitors coming your way to offer exactly what you want. So be very clear about what it is that you're trying to manifest, and being very clear about your intentions. The Nine of Cups is a card about overindulgence, okay? So this is like dating multiple people, going out a lot with a lot of people, having a lot of physical connections, that makes you feel good, that really boosts your self-esteem. So overall, I don't feel anything like I don't see any sneakiness. I don't see anything that's not, moral about this. So whatever you want, I feel like it's being handed to you on a silver platter. So if you want that relationship, you really want to specify that. If you just want a short-term fling, it's also coming through. And I feel like you're going to get your wishes, fulfilled, okay? So good for you, Libras. This spread is looking very good. In terms of your foundation, we have here the Nine of Pentacles. So we have the Nine of Cups already with, okay? So it's something that you know to be true. It's something that you have already embraced, have already accepted. It's in the picture when you hit the in their life really, really well going. I'm sorry. It's somebody that has a lot of good things going in their lives, but they're missing one thing. And the 9 is like one away from the 10, which is the completion. So I feel like a lot of you have, Libras are very charming, are very beautiful people across the board. And I feel that, a lot of the times you have like a wide network of friends, a wide circle of friends. You have a lot of people that are attracted to you. You have a lot of people that want to be with you. I feel like you're looking for true love. You're looking for a soulmate. You're looking for your other half. And so you're going through relationships one after the other, like dating one person after another, in order to find that person that fulfills you and that completes you. And this can be very problematic because it sets up unrealistic expectations. And it also sets up a lot of it places a lot of expectation on the other person, right? And I feel overall, if we're not happy on our own, if we don't feel complete on our own, it's really hard for us to be a good relationship partner to another person. So I feel like there needs to be some type of re-examining here if you're looking for one specific person to fulfill you. All right, so just be careful about that. What's linked up with it here is the Death card. And so I feel like a lot of you are going through this situation where you have a lot of suitors. There is some type of a turnaround where somebody stands out above all other people and you're no longer playing the field. You want to settle down to an exclusive relationship. So you're deciding whether or not to ditch the bachelor life or the bachelorette life and to settle down. A lot of you have an offer coming through from another person. Somebody wants to build a relationship with you. And on the one hand, you want to, continue to date around. You want to play, you want to be single. You want to maintain your singlehood and you want to move about with a lot of partners. On the other hand, I feel like you're looking for something a little bit more real. So you have an offer that is coming through for you that's going to bring about completion. And I feel that you're meeting somebody this month that is really interested in you. And they really want to, build a foundation with you, build a relationship with you. And you're still deciding whether or not to move ahead with it. I feel like many of you are going to be given a title. Okay, so whenever I see the Empress card, I always think this is the girlfriend, the mistress, or the wife, or the fiance. This is at least a woman or a person with a title. So I feel like a lot of you are going to be settling down with this new person that wants to build a future with you. You're going to be given a title, and I feel that you're going to embrace that title. So whatever the title that is, they're going to make it very clear to you. They're going to ask you, do you want to be my girlfriend? Do you want to have an affair with me? Do you want to be my fiance? So I feel like if you're in an existing relationship, there is going to be escalation, taking the relationship to the next level, being given a title by another person, okay? Being in a relationship with another person as well. While others of you are going to continue to play the field, are going to I feel like remain single. So this is a very strange reading in which, I'm reading for two groups here. They have the same history, they have the same, current situation, but when it comes to the future position, they're going different ways. I guess it would make sense because a lot of you are not ready yet to settle down with this person because this energy seems to me to be a little bit young. This water sign that's coming through, their energy seems a little bit young, and I feel like you might want to just branch out and start dating other people. And then others of you, you might accept the proposal and might want to settle down and have, like have the relationship with them. And as a result, your choices, your options are narrowing down, okay? So overall, it's very, straightforward, very direct, but I do feel that I do sense that a lot of you are going to be meeting some type of a soulmate for this month, okay? So it looks very good, Libras. Now, I do wish you all a very happy time, and I will try my best to get the reading out on time for you guys. I apologize once again for the delay. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, please visit my website. The information is in the description box below. And I will see you again in 2 weeks. So happy holidays to everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.